Dorette Academy promises to elevate hospitality customer care standards. MP Bonkamper wants answers on Taylor's failed fiber-to-home project. But first, Cloyd Marlin launches bid for Parliament seat.
This is SXM Daily News for Tuesday, June the 27th, 2023, with a synopsis of local, national, regional, and international news. I am your anchor, Valerie Van Putten. Welcome and thank you for joining me today. In our first story, the National Alliance NA Member of Parliament MP William Marlin, whose political career spans almost 50 years, on Saturday passed the mantle to his son, Cloyd Onde Marlin, with a promise to passionately support his impending bid for a seat in the country's legislature. MP Marlin shared his full confidence in his son's leadership qualities and capabilities to direct a successful campaign to resounding victory and St. Martin to progress, saying that a promise made by Onde is a promise kept. The event was held at the Dutch Quarter Community Center to a full house. The committee to elect Cloyd Onde Marlin to Parliament, dubbed the C4P Committee, comprises of members with diverse professional backgrounds, including school managers and teachers, bankers, civil servants, doctors, lawyers, business entrepreneurs and professionals, marketing, media and communications specialists, community activists, former politicians, and the hardworking boys on the block.
My name is Cloyd Lamash Marlin, simply Onde for most of you. I am the son of the legendary Member of Parliament, MP William Marlin, who we proudly honor here today for all he has done and will continue to do. I welcome you all to this community celebration and official launch of my campaign as a candidate on the National Alliance in this upcoming parliamentary election. It is time. I would like now to take the time to call on stage the other board members of my C4P campaign committee, which represents the power-packed and dynamic Cloyd for Parliament campaign team, which includes the Honorable William Marlin, who is my campaign manager, President Roy Lynch, Vice President Chantal Bryan, Treasurer Cassandra Webster, Secretary Shamila Williams Webster, Public Relations and Communications Manager Jacqueline Lewis, the ultimate boss lady when it comes to marketing, Social Media Marketing Director Chantal Richardson. I would also like to call on stage what I dub the street soldiers, the men and women who got my back on the road. None other, Kevin Bryan, Kareem Lake, Nicole Williams, I don't think she's present here tonight. I would also like to call up my ex-time family, Dr. Randy Friday, Secretary Labriska Utah, Micheline Warner, Anton Richardson, and I would also like to call on stage the people who really got my back. My family, my daughter, my mother, all the way from Atlanta.
Turning now to other news, Dorot's Royal Academy for Hospitality and Etiquette will open its doors on July the 3rd, 2023. The Academy is striving to create awareness of the power of courtesy on the tourism industry and the economy of the island. DORAT focuses on etiquette and hospitality as a marketing tool and stands for passing on knowledge, skills, insights, and wisdom so that consistency is created. This entails administrative organization of restaurants, hotels, and resorts, including recruiting and training staff and individuals in hospitality etiquette, customer guest services, guest relations, and proper manners to improve personal and business results. Natasha Jeffrey, CEO of DORAT Royal Academy, is the Chief Executive Officer and gave SXM Daily News an outline of what the Academy will be offering to the public.
The Royal Academy for Hospitality and Etiquette will focus on providing education and training in hospitality and in etiquette, in how you behave, how you treat others, especially in the front office desk, the front office department, but also at the whole hotel management business.
Okay. Now, how is this different to the etiquette that we normally are accustomed to here in St. Martin?
Yeah. Well, the etiquette is more focusing on the other person, the guests, the clients, the customers, all placing them in the center because they are providing for your salary, for your money, right? So in the hospitality business, you don't pay for a bottle of water, you pay for an experience. So when the client or the guest is coming to, for example, your hotel, your restaurant, they want that experience, they have an expectation. So when you give them this level,
below standard,
you will have a complaint. So you have at least give them what they expect or above that. And that's not easy. It's a certain way, it's a game, I call it a game. You know, you want something, you want to be pampered, you want to have a relaxation evening or vacation, and you as staff needs to know how you provide for that to the guest. And that's what we're focusing on because hospital is wide.
It's broad, yes.
Yes, and I did some research and I saw that the most education here are focusing more, not only, but more on restaurant parts, the kitchen part, the cooking part. And we are focusing more on the behavior part, how you behave, how you treat another person, how you treat a guest, you know, the guest relations part, that's more our core.
And in other news, the St. Martin Police Force is again reaching out to the public regarding the retrieval of impounded scooters. In recent months, the police have conducted several safety controls, and during these operations, a number of motorbikes and scooters were taken into safekeeping. During the controls, it was discovered that a majority of these scooters did not possess the necessary documentation or meet the technical requirements for safe uses on the public roads. Consequently, these scooters have been impounded and are currently awaiting collection by their rightful owners. The police are urging and advising all scooter riders to ensure they have obtained the required paperwork and that their vehicles meet the necessary technical standards before using them on public roads. Failure to comply with these essential requirements may result in the impounding of the vehicle. To claim their impounded scooters, owners are requested to promptly come forward with their relevant documentation. Failure to do so may lead to the disposal of the impounded scooters in accordance with the appropriate legal procedures. Stay tuned. SXM Daily News continues with more right after this.
At SXM, we're taking travel and tourism to new heights. Here we boast spacious check-in areas, 10 passport control points, comfortable departure lounges, and finally, there's an airport in the Caribbean that takes your travel plans as seriously as you do. Princess Juliana International Airport.
During the hurricane season, a potential tropical cyclone can produce rainfall that can cause flash flooding and rockfalls. Stay away from flood-prone areas during heavy rainfall, such as Jump Up Casino on Emil Plain Road in Phillipsburg, ATLH Road Roundabout, L.B. Scott Road from Emilio Wilson Park until Cake House Supermarket, Zakers Gut from Petro Plus gas station until the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Welkalaken Road K Hill from Welkalaken Road Roundabout until the Wantete Loke Roundabout, Beacon Hill Road from Sunset Bar and Grill until the beginning of White Sands Road, and Rhine Road, also known as Mullet Bay Road, after Sonesto Maho Beach Hotel to the entrance of Kupakoi from the intersection of the University Drive until the intersection of Rio Grande. For more information on how you can keep yourself and your family safe this hurricane season, visit stmartingolf.org/hurricane. This public service announcement is brought to you by the government of St. Martin.
Mealtime rules. Don't serve yourself first. Do not eat with your mouth open. Don't rest your elbows on the table. Don't make noise when eating. Does not apply when enjoying KFC buckets. When we bucket together, we are as we really are.
Welcome back, viewers. You are watching SXM Daily News, and I am Valerie Van Putten. And as we continue now with more of this edition of the news, Minister of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport, Dr. Anders Rodolph Samuel, is inviting all citizens and residents of St. Martin to participate in the 160th Annual Emancipation Day celebration on July the 1st, 2023. The event, scheduled to take place in Phillipsburg, will commence with an ecumenical church service at 5:30 a.m. at the Anglican Church on Back Street, followed by a freedom march to the Boardwalk Sports Park for the Born Free cultural manifestation. This year's theme, Born Free, celebrates the inherent right of all individuals to be born and experience freedom without imposed restrictions. The celebration honors the awareness and actions of the strong and resilient St. Martiners of that era who sought freedom and contributed to the eventual proclamation of the abolishment of slavery in 1863. Various accounts of rebellion and resistance, such as the Diamond 26 Run for Freedom and the expressions of the Panam dance and song, will be remembered. Those interested in attending the festivities are encouraged to dress in a manner that symbolizes nobility, wealth, and power. And an important development for travel and tourism, Delta Airlines has announced plans to launch service from Boston to St. Martin in 2024. The decision came after a meeting between Delta representatives and the Minister of Tourism, Economic Affairs, Traffic and Telecommunications, Arthur Lambrix. Both parties recognize the increasing demand for travel between these destinations. Delta representatives shared positive news about the airline's recent performance, with April, May, and June showing stronger results compared to previous periods. This indicates a growing demand and a positive market response, aligning with Delta's commitment to exceptional service and meeting customers' needs. In a joint statement, Minister Lambrix and Delta Airlines expressed confidence that their collaborative effort will enhance air travel connectivity, attract more visitors to the destination, and contribute to the overall economic development of St. Martin and the surrounding islands. In other news, the National Alliance Party Congress was held at Ali's Convention Center on Sunday and saw hundreds hearing the elected members of the party giving their report on what they have accomplished in their time in office. Minister of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport, ECYS, Dr. Anders Rodolph Samuel, gave his report to the Congress with a number of legislation and policies his ministry worked on during his time in office.
I want you to know that the best investment you can ever make is to invest in your children's education, to invest in education, to make sure that every child is educated and none is left behind. Yes, culture, youth, and sport should never be left behind. So, I would like you to say after me, education is important. 2 more times, education is important. And Lord, education is important. I will continue to invest in you, in your children, and in our human capital for St. Martin. The job you have bestowed on me as minister, I am to report here this afternoon. The University of St. Martin isn't accredited as yet because the law on higher education needs to be put in place. After 28 years, I have that law now at Parliament to be debated. St. Martin have always had challenges with persons with disabilities, children with autism, children with special needs. The special needs policy that is needed in order to make sure that these children get their rights is on its way to be completed. Our former Minister of Finance, Minister Richard Gibson, put down $1 million to make sure that St. Martin has an institution of law. Your Minister of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports have made sure that that program was continued, and we have seen our own Fowler Ponderfleck graduated from that program.
Meanwhile, Minister of Justice Anna Richardson also gave the attendees her report on what her ministry worked on and some of the accomplishments made during her tenure since 2020.
We continue to collaborate with the various foundations on the island who are strong advocates against violence against all genders, ages, races, and so forth. We give voice and support year-round to those in need in various forms. The ultimate goal is to foster a community who stands up against violence and seek for safe and nurturing society for all to coexist. Taking a proactive stance on human rights, I had the privilege of representing St. Martin and the Dutch Kingdom as head of the delegation in human rights discussion on November 22nd, 2022 at the United Nations office in Geneva, Switzerland. This plenary session was fully attended by all ministers of justice of the Kingdom, further reaffirming our commitment to protecting and promoting human rights. In recognition of the need of an improved correctional facility, on November 9, 2022, for their own permits and residency.
Now let's take a look at our weather report. A combination of favorable upper-level conditions and an approaching tropical wave will account for isolated showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms across the local area. Additionally, the Atlantic high-pressure system will maintain gentle to moderate winds. And now let's take a look at our 3-day forecast. And you're watching SXM Daily News. We will have more when the news continues right after this.
It's hurricane season. Are you prepared? Here are a few tips to keep in mind to help keep you and your family safe. The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th, with the peak occurring between mid-August and late October. This hurricane season, be sure to put together a go bag. A disaster supply kit including a flashlight, batteries, cash, first aid and supplies, medications, and copies of your critical information if you need to evacuate. This public service announcement was brought to you by the government of St. Martin.
At SXM, we're taking travel and tourism to new heights. Here we boast spacious check-in areas, 10 passport control points, comfortable departure lounges, and finally, there's an airport in the Caribbean that takes your travel plans as seriously as you do. Princess Juliana International Airport.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching SXM Daily News. And as we continue now with more news, members of Parliament Solange L. Duncan, Melissa Gums of the PFP, and Grisha Heiliger Martin recently sent a request to the second Vice Chair of Parliament, William Marlin, for an urgent public meeting on the status of TALEM. The meeting took place last week, Thursday, in the House of Parliament. The meeting request included 3 main agenda points, which were the original SOAB report of 2021 on TALEM, an update on the financial status and overall fiber to the home project, and the state of affairs related to the concerns about the working environment at TALEM as expressed by the Telecommunications Union. Suspended Member of Parliament Claudius Boncamper has concerns when it comes to the Fibre to Home project and wants answers from the Prime Minister of St. Martin, the Honourable Sylvia Jacobs, on the incomplete project and its losses.
How many loans were taken for the Fibre to the Home project, and what is the value of these loans? As I understood you saying something about 56 million guilders was already spent on the Fibre to the Home project, and we're far from finished. Is TALEM currently meeting the obligations to pay these loans through the return on investment of these loans for this project? And there's naturally a reason I ask this, because you stated that 19,000 homes were passed and only 9,000 have been connected. So what's the return on investment then? Is it only the 9,000 out of the 19, or is it the 9,000 out of the 28,000? Which one is it? Because you were not clear with that. You said 19,000 passed. That doesn't mean to say that those passed were connected. And then you said there was another 9,000 connected. Was the 9,000 part of the 19,000, or was it beside the 19,000? Because that makes it very interesting. That will make the calculations very, very, very interesting. Now, is it true that $1,000 was paid per home passed? So if we had 19,000 homes passed, that means $19,000 of work was paid for, and you're not getting back 1 red cent. Is that the case, Madam Prime Minister? Because you're the overseer of that company. How many connections are there possible on the Dutch side of this island? And was the project intended to cover all? And I ask that because Flo is also putting fiber under the ground. So the question is, what is it? It's a very simple something, you know. It's a very simple question, but you're gonna have to answer. How many districts are still pending to be connected, and how many of those districts have very bad copper connections, which means the people ain't really getting the service they're paying for. So basically, you're stealing from them. How many of those? Who made the choice to place fiber to the homes in primarily the richer neighborhoods? The Pelicans, the Oyster Ponds, the St. John's, instead of, for example, Dutch Quarter, Middle Region, Belvedere. All of those are untouched. Who made that call?
And as we end this edition of SXM Daily News for you at this time, in an effort to promote proper hygiene among children, the Rotary Club of St. Martin Sunset donated hygiene kits to 9 graduating students of the Prince William Alexander Primary School, PWAS, on June the 7th, 2023. This would be the club's 3rd year making this much-needed donation to the school. Rotary Sunset received a sponsorship request from the school to assist with providing hygiene essentials for 9 graduating students who will be moving on to secondary school. The school has already embarked on several hygiene sessions to combat the concern of lack of hygiene care among the students. The presentation took place on the premises of the Prince William Alexander School, and Gina Mamtani Mabubani, who is the school's counselor at Prince William Alexander School, accepted the donation. The hygiene kits were distributed to the students during their school leaving exercise on June the 23rd, 2023. The kits included body wash, shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, a comb and brush, toothpaste, toothbrush, mouthwash, body spray and perfume, lotion, face wipes, sanitary pads, lip balm, razors, shaving cream, and a washcloth. The Rotary Club of St. Martin Sunset would like to commend the management and staff of the Prince William Alexander Primary School for contacting the club and their continued effort in promoting proper hygiene practices among the students' population. The club would also like to congratulate the graduating class of Prince William Alexander School for their exceptional achievements and wishes them much success in their future endeavors. And with that, everyone, we've concluded this edition of SXM Daily in News for today, June the 27th, 2023. I am Valerie Van Putten, and on behalf of the SXM Daily News team, we do thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.